We open this episode of Dog Discoveries with a cinematic intro featuring an epic orchestral score. Camera pans across a misty forest in Europe, probably Germany, where we find a lone Great Dane bounding through the trees. Majestic and powerful, he looks back at us with a playful grin before disappearing into the underbrush. A moment later, a stag bounds into view. Ears pricked, our Dane gives chase. The chase continues until the stag is cornered, offers no resistance and lays down, submitting to his master's call. Our hero returns, tail wagging, the picture of noble athleticism. Suddenly, a guttural bark echoes through the trees. Our Dane bristles, hackles raised, as several wolves emerge. They circle him, but he stands firm. As they close in, our hero rears up on his hind legs and lets out a mighty roar, driving the wolves away. Safe once more, he trots off into the sunset, disappearing over the hill. Now, in bold on-screen text, we ask the question, what were Great Danes bred for? And so begins our discovery of the Great Dane. Our story starts in 16th century Germany, where two large breeds, the English Mastiff and the Irish Wolfhound, were crossed to create a new breed capable of hunting dangerous game. These dogs were big, strong, and brave. They chased wild boars and hunted deer. They also protected their owners and their property. The German name for these dogs was Boarhound. The English name was Great Dane. But why were they called Danes? Well, there are two theories. The first theory has to do with Denmark. During the Middle Ages, people from Denmark often went to Germany to trade. They brought with them large dogs that looked a lot like the German boarhounds. People thought these dogs were from Denmark, so they started calling all big, strong dogs Danes. The second theory has to do with the KC naming rules. At one time, the American Kennel Club didn't have separate groups for dog breeds from different countries. When the Great Dane first came to America, it was put in with the Danish breeds, because there wasn't a better place for it. So that's how the Great Dane got its name. But don't worry. Even though the Great Dane isn't from Denmark, it's still a very Danish-looking dog. Throughout history, Great Danes have been used for many things, such as hunting, guarding, and even fighting. They were popular with European nobility, who used them to protect their estates. In fact, some people believe that Marie Antoinette's dog, which was supposedly a Great Dane, survived the French Revolution by hiding under her skirt. That's why you sometimes see pictures of her with a dog in her lap. Great Danes have been featured in many famous works of art, including paintings and sculptures. One of the most famous sculptures of a Great Dane is the dog by the Italian sculptor Amico Aspertine, which was created in the 15th century. The sculpture is now in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. These dogs were used as hunting dogs, herding dogs, and even guard dogs. They were also popular among royalty and nobility because of their size and strength. Today, they make wonderful companion dogs, too. As we move into the 20th century, we see the Great Dane evolving into a more gentle giant. This is helped along by King George VI of England, who owned a Great Dane named Watchdog. The king loved Watchdog so much that he gave it the title of Lord-in-Waiting. This made Watchdog the first Great Dane to ever have a noble title. Today, the Great Dane is most often a gentle giant, a loving pet, and a devoted family member. They are calm, quiet, and trainable. They love to play with children and other pets. They are also brave and protective of their family. But don't worry, they're not aggressive. They just want to be there to help you if you need them. They are gentle giants, after all. Here we see a family playing with their Great Dane puppy. They take it for walks, play fetch with it in the park, and teach it tricks. The Great Dane is a very intelligent dog, and it learns quickly. It also loves to please its owner, so training is easy. Now, let's talk about the Great Dane's appearance. The Great Dane is a large dog with a short coat. It comes in several colors, including fawn, brindle, black, blue, and white. The dog has a long, narrow head with a short muzzle. Its ears are small, and its eyes are dark. The Great Dane's tail is long and bushy, and its paws are large. Great Danes are big dogs, both male and female. On average, males are around 32 inches tall at the shoulder and weigh between 100 and 140 pounds. Females are slightly smaller, around 30 inches tall, and weigh between 90 and 120 pounds. Great Danes are a short-lived breed with an average lifespan of only 6 to 8 years. This is probably because of their size. Big dogs tend to have shorter lifespans than small dogs. Also, the Great Dane's short lifespan may be due to health problems, like bloat and heart disease, which are common in large dogs. Speaking of health problems, let's take a look inside the body of a Great Dane to see what makes it tick. We begin with a diagram of the heart. As mentioned earlier, heart disease is a common problem in Great Danes. This is because their hearts are big and strong, which puts a lot of strain on them. As a result, Great Danes are prone to developing heart murmurs and other heart problems. Next, we look at the stomach. Bloat is a life-threatening condition in which the stomach fills with air and twists. This can cut off blood supply to the stomach and other organs, which can be fatal. Great Danes are prone to bloat because of their deep chests. This can be a problem for other deep-chested dogs as well. Finally, we look at the bones and muscles. Great Danes are big dogs, so they have big bones. This puts a lot of strain on their joints, which can lead to arthritis and other joint problems. To keep your Great Dane healthy, it's important to feed it a high-quality diet. This will help prevent obesity and other health problems. Slow feeding is also important, as fast eating can lead to bloat. Regular visits to the vet are also important to catch any health problems early. Finally, exercise is important to keep your Great Dane happy and healthy, but it's important not to overdo it. Too much exercise can lead to joint problems, so be sure to take your dog for plenty of rest breaks. But don't worry, the Great Dane is a gentle giant, so it won't hurt you. Now let's talk about grooming. The Great Dane has a short coat that doesn't require much grooming. Brushing once a week is enough to remove loose hair and dirt. Bathing is only needed every few months or when the dog gets dirty. The dog's nails should be trimmed every 2 to 3 weeks, and its teeth should be brushed daily to prevent plaque and tartar buildup. And finally, let's talk about exercise. The Great Dane is a large, powerful dog that needs plenty of exercise. A daily walk or jog is a must. Playing fetch or other games is also great exercise. The dog also needs to be socialized early and often. This will help it become a well-adjusted adult dog. Training is important to help the dog learn how to behave around other people and animals. The dog is intelligent and eager to please, so it should be fairly easy to train. Overall, the Great Dane is a wonderful breed that makes a great pet. With proper care, it can live a long, happy life. We close this episode of Dog Discoveries with a montage set to a warm acoustic score. First, we see a Great Dane puppy playing with its littermates. Then we see a Great Dane playing fetch with its owner in the park. Next, we see a Great Dane getting a belly rub from its owner. Then we see a Great Dane taking a dip in the pool on a hot day. We pan across a row of Great Danes of all colors, all wearing bandanas. Finally, we return to the lone Great Dane from our opening, now relaxing in the grass after a hard day of playing. And so ends our discovery of the Great Dane, a hunter, a protector, and now a beloved family giant. With care and love, they'll guard your heart for years to come. That's it for this episode of Dog Discoveries. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.